Today, a wrong has been made right, and I would like to thank those that have worked tirelessly to secure justice for my brother.
A reunion of two brothers months in the making.
One day, being able to live an American dream. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
They were hunting him for a while.
Sami Safi had been fighting for the release of his brother Wasi since he crossed the U.S. southern border in September and was detained in federal prison.
He thought that if he comes to America, he will be treated as a hero.
For years, the brothers fighting alongside the U.S. against the Taliban, Sami as a translator and Wasi as a member of Afghan special forces. Then the brothers' lives diverged. Sami earned a visa to the U.S. for his service and became a U.S. citizen, while his brother stayed behind in Afghanistan until U.S. forces withdrew from the country in August 2021. Now a target of the Taliban for his help to Americans, Wasi escaped to Pakistan, where he was given a humanitarian visa to Brazil. From there, he took the dangerous journey so many other migrants take through the Darien Gap and Central America, through Mexico, and finally to the U.S. border. It was there, upon his arrival in September, he was detained in federal prison and charged with crossing the border illegally, a crime thousands of other migrants commit daily without being imprisoned.
Everyone just say you're illegally crossed, but no one hear my reason.
Top Story was the first to speak with Wasi from prison in December.
They help everyone, but they didn't help me.
For months, Sami launched a full court press, pleading with lawmakers for his brother's release, even reaching President Biden's desk with a request for a presidential pardon. Then last week, Sami got the call he'd been waiting for. The Justice Department dropped all charges against his brother.
My hands were shaking, and honestly, I couldn't believe it.
Wasi would be released to live with him in Texas.
It was very hard for me to believe that I'm holding him back in my arms after so many years.
But soon after his release, Sami realized his brother still badly needed his care. He endured beatings along his brutal journey through the Americas, leaving him with significant injuries, hearing loss in one ear and missing teeth.
The doctor had to work 5 hours on the first day of his release to make him be able to at least eat soft food.
Sami said his brother did not get the medical care he needed for his injuries inside prison at Eden Detention Center. When we spoke to Sami, Wasi was in too much pain to come to the camera.
I'm trying to comfort him. I'm trying to tell him that everything will be okay. You're safe. You will not be sent back to Afghanistan.
Have you found your happy ending to this story? Does it feel like the happy ending?
I think the challenge just started. I think now I have to work even more to provide him a normal life.
All right, Julia Ainsley joins us tonight from Washington. And Julia, I want to go back to something in your report. There's an allegation there that Wasi was not taken care of after that perilous journey when he ends up inside the Eden Detention Center on U.S. soil.
That's right, Tom. And we reached out to CoreCivic, which runs Eden Detention Center. They said that they were unaware of the allegations in the report and that they take seriously their role and responsibility to provide high-quality health care to individuals in their care. They said their team there follows CoreCivic standards for medical care and standards put forth by their government partners.
You know, I want to talk about Wasi's journey because it is so incredible that he goes from Afghanistan to Pakistan to Brazil, through the Darien Gap, right into the U.S. Do we know anything more about his journey?
It's an extraordinary story, and it's one that began because he couldn't get on one of those last flights out of Afghanistan in August of 2021. He had to escape into Pakistan, a very dangerous journey, and get a humanitarian visa to Brazil. He was also beaten along the way, which is why he has a lot of those injuries that he says were left untreated. But now it's not exactly an easy road ahead. He still has not been given any kind of assurance that he can stay legally in the United States. It's unlikely that the U.S. government would try to deport him back to Afghanistan. We haven't seen that happen, but he so far has not been told that he is off the hook for removal.
Still in limbo after helping our troops in Afghanistan. Pretty incredible. Okay, Julia, we thank you for that story.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.